Those are the fuckers that got Pete. I'm gonna kill them, man. Those two are dead. Don't fuck up.
Yuck, another action-sploitation. Just because I haven't done action-sploitation in a while doesn't mean I want to sit through it again. It's not like I crave something that I could instantly compare to a movie where a character named Jason Blade interrupts a guy in a chicken suit. So what do we have today? American Commando 3, Savage Temptation. Fantastic. I seem to recall something I said quite a while ago regarding movies with Savage in the title. Anything with the word Savage in it sucks. Savage Weekend, Savage Vengeance, Michael Savage, Savage Harvest. Well, Fred Savage is pretty good. And I'm sticking by that too, even though I have yet to watch this so-called Savage Temptation. I can already say that there is no chance that this movie will be entertaining.
Watch out!
Wait, what? It can't be. Oh my god! Huh? He's back. That's right, another Pierre Kirby movie. The gods have listened to me and beamed down this ultra-rare 1988 movie directly from the heavens for all of us who were praying for a return of the world's most obscure action hero. But how did this happen? Didn't I say many times during Pierre Kirby Week that he only made 6 movies and there was no other listings after American Commando 2, Hunting Express? Well, I did say that, so let's answer these questions in another edition of Cinema Snob Mysteries. Yes, Cinema Snob Mysteries. That thing that I did once. A year and a half ago. During Pierre Kirby Week, I made the unfortunate mistake of basing the entire premise of reviewing each and every movie in Pierre Kirby's filmography on his IMDb page. While IMDb may be a great source for movie catalogization, let's face it, it is kind of a glorified Wikipedia. So when it comes to rare flicks, let's say from director Godfrey Ho, some of these movies don't even have a listing on IMDb, and that's the case with some of the movies in Pierre Kirby's filmography. A much better resource is to search Hong Kong film databases, and sometimes you'll come across plenty of movies from producer Joseph Lai and director Godfrey Ho that will not be found on our trusted IMDb. Christ, even Wikipedia one-upped IMDb with their entry on Night of the Ninja. Of course, I'm too much of a snob to admit that I fucked up. But truthfully, I don't know why this doesn't have an IMDb entry. It's not that rare. Look, I easily found it on VHS. Not sure how well this gun is gonna work. In fact, I think you have a better chance of killing yourself than your enemy. Or maybe the bullets ricocheted off themselves and came out the box right here. Or maybe not, because check this out. Exit wound, and if you flip it around, entry wound. That's how tough Pierre Kirby movies are. They can take a fucking bullet. Now, as per usual with the case of 80s Godfrey Ho movies, you've got 2 completely different movies that were spliced together to make one movie. One confusing movie. So what are we going to talk about first? Movie A or movie B? I know that the Godfrey Ho footage is usually considered to be movie B, since that footage was shot second and placed in pre-existing movies, and the Ho footage really only takes up about 30% of the movie. But no, the Godfrey Ho stuff is movie A in my book. Because Pierre Kirby is always top priority in these movies. I mean, look, he's on the fucking cover. Okay, so let's flip a coin and see what we get. Heads, it's movie A. Tails, it's movie B. Cock! Okay, let's start with movie B. B for... We start out in the opening credit sequence where we see some of the main characters testing out products they're about to sell the Daffy Duck. What's this now? Directed by Charles Lee? You're not fooling anyone, Godfrey! This movie mainly concerns a gang of hustlers run by a dirty old man named Chang, who owns a restaurant, and as we see here, he loves telling stories about his former prostitutes.
Yeah. Lily was sexy. Oh, man, nobody was sexier except for Betty Wong.
Betty Wong? Is this movie getting its character names from Lawrence Tierney's Black Book and Reservoir Dogs? Chang is visited by his niece Nora and her brother? I'm supposed to believe this 30-year-old has a 4-year-old brother? Well, she slaps him like he's her son, and she dresses him like a ventriloquist dummy. So this kid isn't gonna have issues with women at all when he grows up. Nora and her son brother move in with Chang, who instantly puts her to work with his gang of hustlers. Their big plan is to have Nora seduce powerful businessmen and politicians in bars where apparently Snoopy is doing the music. She lures each man into the hotel room with promises that she'll put out, or at least dance for them.
Oui, merci.
You're French?
Yeah, okay. She's about as French as Peter Sellers. The scheme comes into play when the gang rushes in and blackmails the businessmen by taking their picture. It'd probably be easier, though, if she just slept with them and they paid her money for it. It cuts out the middlemen. Most of the cock-teased businessmen give in to the blackmail.
That makes this roll of film valuable. Copies to your employees and your wife.
The fuck? Was that a Japanese wah 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 I just heard? Does this box cover hint that that would happen in this movie? Nora takes to the nightlife a little bit, as we see here in this typical hooker walking down the seedy street in the 80s shot. No, you're using the wrong music. Here, this'll make it much cooler.
Hot child in the city, running wild and looking pretty. Hot child in the city.
I mentioned that the movie gets zany, and I wasn't kidding. The bulk of this B story is a fucking slapstick comedy. The gang gets caught by Vice, and they get away in fucking fast motion. Seriously, it's one music cue away from this. Nora decides to break away from the prostitute who fucks people by stealing their money life and hooks up with a nerdy waiter, who she forms a romantic interest with.
Nora, I'm not just making small talk. Please listen to me.
I'm listening, so are you happy I'm moving in then?
Huh? Wow! Whoa!
Yep, that's this character's gimmick. Falling over shit. You know, like the plot. And who the hell would hire this guy as a fucking waiter?
You want to see her?
Hey, get on with your work.
Jesus, this is less like a movie and more like a Japanese prank show. Look at this, the guy even fights like he's Shemp Howard. Luckily, this guy is so wacky that he seems to get pitted up against even wackier villains. Oh, good. Now he can prepare for his match against the Alley Gang from Toxic Avenger. Nora goes through different odd jobs, as we see in this seeking employment montage. God, it's like I'm watching the first few minutes of Mannequin. The job that she lands is as a wedding dancer, which apparently in Japan the stripper shows up at the wedding. What the hell, Harry Pitts? What the fuck? I had to pay extra for that at my bachelor party. I didn't know it could have come free with the wedding. Nora notices that her fellow dancers are on drugs, and she tries to rebel against her boss, making this movie feel an awful lot like I'm watching Girl in Gold Boots all of a sudden. Okay, so when it isn't zany, it's still kind of a thriller. Chang's gang wants revenge on Nora for, I don't know, her getting away when the leader tried raping her. They try killing her off at the end when they hide a fucking bomb in a cake. Ugh, I don't want that fucking cake. It's made of ticks. This part ends with a chase sequence as the characters try to make it home before the kid opens the cake. Once they get home, they dispose of the bomb the only way they know how. Adam West style.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Though this movie ends a little differently than Batman the movie. Enough with the fucking B movie. It's time for the feature presentation. Let's find out how all of this slapsticky romantic comedy gangland thriller ties in with a buddy cop movie.
Who the hell sent you? Roland?
What the hell? I am reviewing two completely different movies! I don't think I like the fact that Sean O'Dell's name is over Pierre Kirby's on the credits. Pierre Kirby comes second after no one. You may have noticed a lot of green flickering in the movie footage, and I don't know what the deal with that is. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to the fact that Pierre Kirby's badassery is so fucking radioactive that it'll turn your fucking movie green. Pierre Kirby and Sean O'Dell are partners sent in to take down crime boss Roland. Sean O'Dell, you might remember as fucking Chuck McGunn here from American Commando 2 Hunting Express. In that movie, O'Dell was the hero and Kirby played the villain. But in this, American Commando 3, they're partners. I guess in 2, he ended up forgiving Pierre Kirby after he shot and killed him. But that's not the only thing wrong with this movie's title. Listen to their fucking voices.
Do you think she knows what kind of man he is?
I'm sure she doesn't. She's just a country girl. This is the first time she's been to the city.
That's a nice, soothing British accent you have there, American Commando. So we've got a British guy playing a police officer, not a commando, in a sequel to a movie where they play two completely different characters. Oh, and I guess someone gets tempted savagely. After they get done looking at still shots from previous Godfrey Ho movies, it's time to take down Roland's gang. Wait a minute, I know this actor.
What a useless guy.
He's the useless guy! So I'm supposed to be afraid of someone who Pierre Kirby killed with one kick in Ninja Untouchables? Look at this guy. He's 4'9". He looks like Jay Thomas. Even this fucking guy standing 10 feet behind him looks 2 feet taller in scale. The guy next to him looks like he could easily just step on him. But it's not about the villain, it's about Pierre Kirby. And Godfrey Ho style action, which this movie has plenty of. See? Guys in Transformers masks. Okay, I don't know if those are really Transformers masks, so let me make alternate versions of that comment in case I'm wrong. See? Guys in GoBots masks! Okay, one more. See? Guys in masks referencing something cartoony from the 80s. And what's a buddy cop movie without the necessary scene of Pierre and Sean getting yelled at by the chief?
Just give us a second chance.
Second chance? This will be your only chance.
Yes, your only chance. After your first chance. Making this your second chance. This movie also gives new meaning to characters who are terrible shots. These villains are so awful that even the sounds of their guns are delayed. And that's nothing compared to this. It's one thing to have your characters miss, but it's another to have the camera perfectly lined up with their shot, yet they still miss. There's still plenty of great Pierre Kirby moments in this movie, especially some nods to other Pierre Kirby movies.
You know what that means?
What?
We gotta put him behind bars. Fast.
I'm sorry, did you say fast?
Fast. Ted Fast.
Nice. And the dubbing here is something special too. In this scene, they seem to partner a guy with a voice that's too high with a guy whose voice is too low.
I won this at the fair the other day. I thought your kid might like it.
Thanks, that's real nice of you. I'm sure he'll like it.
Good thing Pierre Kirby's voice shows up, which sounds just right.
You bastards using a child's toy to conceal your drugs.
Pierre Kirby even decides to fight the nerdy character, which looks like Eric Bana fighting Eddie Deason.
You better just drop that and come with me quietly.
No way, pig. You ain't taking me in. Go on, use your gun, pig.
I don't need a gun to handle you.
Dude, you don't even need your arms for this fight. You may be wondering how this ties in with, you know, this. Oh, that's easy! Roland's gang keeps attempting to recruit the head of Chang's gang, and even gives him the order to kill Nora, who Pierre Kirby tries to protect in this scene.
Listen, Nora, we're still friends. If you need anything, get in touch with me.
Protect to the extent that he can, seeing how they're both in two completely different rooms, in two completely different countries. The film ends with the classic Godfrey Ho-style action confrontation, beginning with music that I'm totally sure Ho bought the rights for. That's pretty badass.
All right, I'm here.
Okay.
No way, Roland.
No way? No way to what? All he said was okay. Are you saying no way to his passive aggressiveness? The gunfight continues with Pierre Kirby squaring off against Roland's Japanese stunt double, and there's even an intense part here where Roland gets a hold of the gun. I don't know what to make of Pierre Kirby's face here. It's like he's thinking to himself, oh shit, I really hope Godfrey was smart enough to put blanks in this gun. But luckily he's saved by Sean O'Dell, paving the way for the buddy cop movie handshake.
Partner. Got him.
And there you have American Commando 3, Savage Temptation. In my searches, I've come across two other Pierre Kirby movies. One called Crackdown Mission, and one which I don't have called Dress to Fire. That makes 9 movies so far in the Pierre Kirby filmography. And who knows? These movies are so undocumented that there could be more out there. It's a huge possibility. Now you may be wondering why I, a cinema snob, am so complimentary towards non-John Wayne action hero Pierre Kirby. Well, I think that cinema snobs and other people could agree that Pierre Kirby could kick my ass. And he's pretty fucking awesome. Even cinema snobs have their guilty pleasures.
Cancer.
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 That makes 9 movies total in the Pierre Kirby filmography.